Hi, I'm Dad Plays Games, and today we're diving deep into the future of Assassin's Creed. On Saturday, September 10th, Ubisoft announced, among other things, the future of Assassin's Creed. 5 games, 1 free questline to Valhalla, and live-action TV show with Netflix among some other minor announcements. The main announcement was obviously Assassin's Creed Mirage, a game that according to rumors was initially a planned DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla that suddenly got turned into a separate game, probably because it grew too big. It has been described as a return to the roots of Assassin's Creed and is set to release in 2023. The game is most likely going to be shorter than the previous entries, perhaps around the 30 to 50 hours mark, and features the story of Basim as he goes from a street thief on the streets of Baghdad to a master assassin during the 9th century. We've yet to see a release date or gameplay, but most likely the game will be released before the summer of 2023. Until then, the new Last Chapter questline add-on for Assassin's Creed Valhalla will finish up some loose ends and get the player ready to take on Mirage. Maybe even someone like me will actually have time to finish it. As impressive as Mirage may be, and as excited I am to see the old style of Assassin's Creed be tackled with everything they've learned ever since, what comes next is the most exciting news coming out of the showcase. First of all, and I know most people may not have been particularly interested in it, but I am, we're getting 2 new mobile games. One in partnership with Netflix, of which we know very little. What we do know is that it will be exclusive to Netflix subscribers and be free of in-app purchases and ads. That's about it, but I'm sure it will be exciting when we learn more nonetheless. And I know, mobile games tend to get a bad rap among gamers, and in a lot of cases very much rightly so. For each 10 whale hunting cash grabs, there are at least maybe 1 gem. Mobile games do have some great titles, and there is a higher than zero chance that these Assassin's Creed mobile titles will be among them. The other mobile game we actually got to see a glimpse of. It's set in China in 230 BCE, we get to make our own main character, and it is a mobile AAA experience with all the stuff we know and love from the open world Assassin's Creed RPGs, but of course adapted to fit touch controls. And I, for one, do believe it's very likely the game will be fun. We also know it's going to be free to play, so I suppose we can expect at least some level of microtransactions. But before you roll your eyes, let's talk about why. Firstly, China is one of, if not the biggest market for mobile gaming. The game is set in China, and the Chinese juggernaut company Tencent recently increased their share ownership of Ubisoft to 9.99% of all outstanding shares. This might probably mean that Tencent will be distributing a possibly censored version of the game in China. And really, everything points to the game being a success over there. It's a big IP, it's a AAA production for mobile set in China. And I mean, Chinese history is very rich, so there's no question the game will, at least to some extent, be interesting. Following that, Ubisoft's Mark Alexis Cote, the head honcho of the Assassin's Creed brand these days, announced 2 new games coming much later. When is not yet announced, but we do have some idea. We have the feudal Japan-based codename Red and the probably German 16th century witch-hunting-based codename Hexe. And this is where we enter into the proper future of the franchise. We know basically nothing about these games, of course, but in an interview with Mark Alexis Cote on the Ubisoft blog, he outlines several things. Firstly, both games will be part of the upcoming Assassin's Creed Infinity Hub. And what that is very loosely described by him as a centralized location for players to access future Assassin's Creed games. A related project to Infinity is codename Invictus. It's a new take on the Assassin's Creed multiplayer that will be incorporated into Infinity, and Ubisoft says Infinity will be more than just a game launcher. Within the lore of Assassin's Creed, memories are experienced through a device called the Animus. It allows the user to explore genetic memories of an individual's DNA. The goal, according to Ubisoft, is for Infinity to bring that Animus experience to our real-world PCs and consoles. What that actually means is yet to be cleared up. But apart from being a thing that is just not a game launcher, making it easier to find all the cool stories you've yet to play in one central place, it is also where the meta story or the modern day story will live from soon onward. Cote talks much about the Assassin's Creed franchise being divided into 3 periods, much like Marvel does with their cinematic universe. Period 1 was all the games from Altair in AC1, the Ezio trilogy and everything else up until the Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Evie and Jacob. To some extent they were all open world games, although fairly linear in the story, and they were all action-adventure games rather than RPGs. Period 2, while shorter, begins with the reimagination of Assassin's Creed into open-world action RPGs. Period 2, while shorter, begins with the reimagination of Assassin's Creed into open-world action RPGs with Assassin's Creed Origins, follows up with Odyssey and Valhalla, and probably ends after Mirage. Although the last one there, Mirage, is apparently going to be more like the Period 1 games. In Period 3, Cote promises to take better care of the modern-day meta-story, which at times have been quite lacking in the past, which according to Cote will be easier as it was going to live asynchronously but concurrently with all the games within the Infinity Hub. Going back to those Period 3 games, Red will be a new open-world Assassin's Creed RPG game, just like Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins before it. It will be set in Japan, one of the most requested settings since that first game, 15 years ago, and fulfill the shinobi fantasy of the player. All we have visually at this point is a very short teaser, but we do know a little bit about the game's development. It is also described as a very next-gen approach to RPGs. It's being headed by Jonathan Dumont and the Ubisoft Quebec studio, who previously worked on Odyssey. Red will be building on what the company has learned over the years since Origins and keep pushing that style of Assassin's Creed forward. Meaning that after Red, the studio will dive back in and work on yet another open-world action RPG, taking the learnings from Red and iterating forward. But simultaneously, the team over at Ubisoft Montreal, headed by Clint Hocking, previously the creative director of Watch Dogs Legion and Far Cry 2 among others, will be working on Hexe. This is apparently Ubisoft's gamble to manage to keep pushing out new games into the franchise while not getting critiqued for becoming stale like so many times before. Hexe will be a different sort of Assassin's Creed. And really, that's all we know, apart from some rumors about the setting. One classic open-world AC game, and the other another style of AC game, whatever that might be. It might be that we get more in the style of Mirage or Ezio's games, or it may be a completely new approach, and we might get anything from an Uncharted-like experience to, I don't know, a real-time strategy game. Cote also mentions slowing down the development cycles, which undoubtedly is a good thing. They are moving away from a 3-year cycle of the past into something that he calls more sustainable from a human and technological point of view. A very welcome change, of course, even if it does mean games left off them. Because one important takeaway is that Mirage is the last time the studio is announcing the new game about 6 months before release. That's been the usual approach in the past, but as the industry is changing, Cote says so needs Ubisoft. Just because Red and Hexe were announced at the same time doesn't mean you should necessarily expect them to launch in the sequential years, he says in the interview. So it would not surprise me if we don't see Red release until sometime in maybe 2024 and Hexe in 2025 or beyond. And until then, Mirage, the mobile game's codenamed Jade, and the Netflix exclusive, will simply have to make do. And speaking of Netflix, the live-action TV show may actually have some merit to it. The showrunner Jeb Stewart is known for his work on Vikings Valhalla and penning the original Die Hard. It sounds like he's been left most to his own devices, while Ubisoft's film and television division will mainly be making sure that the adaptation remains faithful to the franchise and reflects its values. But they are also aware that the series needs to be able to stand on its own legs to succeed. How good it will be remains to be seen, but from a suits poking where they shouldn't standpoint, it does seem to be a bright future. Cote ends by talking about how his hope is that a franchise can open the audience's eyes to history so that we may learn from it. The future of Assassin's Creed is one where we can be a source of hope in today's world, in helping people understand their past, he says. And from the sound of it all, he may actually be onto something. So thank you for watching. If you came here for the gaming content, the parental angle, or if autoplay just got you here, you forgot to turn it off, well, I hope you liked what you saw and subscribe to the channel for more content for parents who game, parents of gamers, and some general gaming content in between. Hit the notification bell and hopefully you'll be notified whenever I upload or stream the next time, and lastly, like the video and comment with your opinions in the comment section below, as doing so helps the channel out. And hey, if you want to see me talk about the week's news, go over to the Rock Players channel and join me for the Rock Players weekly gaming news show. We go live every Thursday around 9 PM Central European Time. So I hope to see you there in chat. See you around.